very demure, very
mindful. My close friends and family members already sort of know about this, but even then, talking about this is like it's a very vulnerable and personal topic. So it's talking about it on the internet is pretty darn scary. I'm not gonna lie. I am diagnosed with ADHD, more specifically the combined type. I got it diagnosed with a licensed professional. To give you a little bit of context, this is like a talking video, although I should have sat on the opposite side of the camera in the sense that like, while taking that video session, because half the time I'm just like zoning out actively. So, Tanuja is someone who has done a lot of work in the mental health space. She has her own NGO called the Impact Foundation, EMPACT, if anyone would like to go and check that out. She's also building a website for it and all of that. She is also a clinical psychology major, and she herself is diagnosed with ADHD. Talk about what she would like to do, her struggles as a person diagnosed with ADHD, and the good things, the bad things, and everything in between. And yeah, so one thing I really wanted to say before the start of this video is that if you find anything relatable on the internet, especially on Instagram reels or on I don't know, shorts or on the internet or anything like that, if you see anything relatable that you relate to, I personally think you should consult an RCI certified professional who can do a proper diagnostic test for you and then determine whether or not you have that said neurodivergent disorder. Because casually saying that you have ADHD, it sort of can get a little triggering for people who are actually diagnosed with it. It is not a casual thing, it is actually a very valid diagnosis, and if you feel like you have it, get yourself checked. It You might be right, you might be wrong, it might be something else, but yeah, I just want to leave you with this. I don't think self-diagnosis is valid. Up to you if you think it is otherwise, but be mindful of what you see on the internet, which is exactly why I'm creating this video. I do not want anyone who watches this video to diagnose themselves with anything that you see or anything that you hear of what me or Tanuja says in the following video, right? Yeah, and guys, health is important. Your mental health is part of your health, so seek help when you need it. Yeah, this is scary putting this up on the internet. Okay, so today we're gonna be joined with one of my favorite people, having this interview that we had planned so long back, but it's finally happening now. This is basically an interview. I can't say interview, or I don't know if it's a video podcast, I don't know if it's an interview. It is just a video getting to know Tanuja. This is Tanuja, by the way.
I'm a law graduate. I'm a clinical psychologist and I work at Bahura. I would be saying used to in the next 24 hours because this is my last working day at Bahura, and I found Neha like that. She's my colleague and now one of my best friends. And I'm going to be an educator because I'm entering a new sphere in a sector, because I believe that mental health served just like that to people, they're not really willing to take it. But if it's merged and intermingled and sandwiched with education, people are willing to take anything, right? So why not mental health? That's why I am a future educator.
Yeah.
So, wait.
You're looking for the full form, no? You're thinking
No,
of
no,
the
no,
full
no.
form.
I'm not thinking of full form. I know it's attention deficit hyperactive disorder. I don't wish to say the word deficit. So I was looking for another word from the word D. We are not attention deficit. We have a lot of attention because our attention span goes from one spectrum to another. So one spectrum where we can easily be distracted, and the other spectrum being we can be very hyper focused. So I'm trying to look for a word, not deficit, because I don't think that we have attention deficit. We have
Disorganized attention.
disorganized. Thank you for pitching in my co-ADHD mate. Of course, ADHD is misdiagnosed, be mistaken as other disorders. For example, if I'm starting my day and I feel like there's a load on my shoulders while I wake up. It's because that happens with people in ADHD. You are in inertia. If you're moving a lot, if you're not, you sort of slump it on. So it can be diagnosed as depression, which is it's not. Once you know of it, you can sort of curate and maneuver it well. That's one thing. Second is that when we start to do our daily task, we have so many things going on in our mind, like our tabs are open 24/7. Just like in a laptop, you'll have like 74 tabs open, and each tab you think it might sort of benefit you, but actually at the end of the day it doesn't. Same with our brains also. We have to forcefully close it. So while it's open, we're always anxious. It can be anxiety driven, that oh my god, I have to do this and do that and do this and do that. I probably shake my legs a lot, or I twitch while doing something. But I know in my head that I'm going from the clutter to declutter. That's my journey every day. But somebody else can take it as an anxiety disorder or something. It's not anxiety. They say people with ADHD, they say this. That people,
White noise.
Yeah, white noise. People with ADHD will know. How do you feel? They ask me. I listened to it for like 60 seconds and I felt like somebody's massaging my brain. I was like, oh my god, my brain feels so sore all the time. The moment I heard the white noise, I was like, feels like somebody's giving, after a big long trek, how you feel if you put your legs in warm water. That's how I felt in my brain.
But the first 10 seconds is so disturbing.
But if you see through, that's the reaching, I'm like, it's paining.
Yeah.
But then again, eventually, like in the 10 seconds, you'll be like,
Yeah.
soothing. The best part of ADHD, which I absolutely love, hyper focus. If I'm going to be successful in my life, these are the two words that will make it for me.
One word?
That's one word that will make my life. ADHD people have hyper focus. You should see them in action. They will forget to brush their teeth, they will forget to eat, they will forget to bathe, they will forget every other task in the world. They will get up and they will be like, I will get this done. Like, no matter how, I don't know how, don't ask me how, but ask me 1 minute after the deadline ends, you will know it is done. Can I give you an example for you only? She had some, I don't know, I might be quoting wrong facts, but 600, 800 contracts to something like sort out or something like that. And she said, I did 20% of it all these, weeks, but I have to submit all those 600 things in 2 days. So she told me my brain is going to sort of departmentalize them into this and this many numbers. So in those 2 days, what she couldn't do for weeks, she did it in 2 days and she got done with it in time. And that, my child, ADHD people are going to rule the world. You can multitask at most tasks. Also, you cannot multitask. So what you can do is that while getting onto a meeting, you can probably finish another task. And while probably finishing that another task, you can text a friend saying you won't come to the party. And while texting that friend, you can probably choose in your head what dress you might be able to wear on that party. All of that in a span of like 5 minutes, when the person in the meeting is starting to speak something and you're jotting down some points alongside it. Even though you've missed some points, you're like, okay, we'll manage because he'll say it again. So all of this in like a span of 5 minutes, it's chaos, but you get so many things done, So that's the fun part of it. I wouldn't want to generalize it because every person again is different intelligence, different cultural background, different parental upbringing. So I will say that people with ADHD need to be in a creative and a purpose-driven role. Now it can depend from person to person. There are times when we don't feel much creative, then also we ace the task, because the task is segmented and structured in a way that requires us to deliver. So more than what career arc one should take, it'll be how is the one. Like for example, if I'm at a super creative place as an organization, and in a purpose-driven organization as well for me, but if it's lacking on deadlines, lacking on accountability, I will not like it. That doesn't matter. Take whatever career arc you're gonna take. That's another whole trajectory of who you are and who you want to be and all that. But the how part is very, very necessary. I honestly want to delete those days. So I just want to get through those days. My bad brain days start with a bad headache. So I have a headache, bad headache every morning I wake up. Some days I don't, and they're miraculous. Then I'm like, oh my god, you are so much in a slump. You don't even have the energy to exercise and get that headache out. So you feel tired. That headache sort of adds extra 3 kgs to your body. So you feel like not doing anything. You feel like just rotting. On days that I don't have urgent deliverables, I try to push them to tomorrow, because we know that the next day is going to be better. And I try to give myself artificial deadlines so that my brain activates hyperfocus mode, even if I have a bad brain day. So for example, if I have to work on a website that I'm building some initiative of my own, I will say that I'll have to deliver it in 2 days because I want to show to this person. And this person will be free on this date. That's why. So I'll push artificial deadlines out to myself so that my brain can be like, okay, we can rot today, but tomorrow we have to really work because we have to get this done. So artificial deadlines work because every time there will not be deadlines that is coming to you, right? So that's what I do. One. Second, I try to let loose by sleeping in. I bed rot. I watch something that I like to watch. I will eat nice, warm, comfy food. And I end my day by talking and ranting it to my friends.
Yeah.
People, I would want to say that finding a therapist who is ADHD pro or essentially has ADHD themselves would be a big blessing.
Another thing is people who have worked with ADHD people prior before. And you know they're good, like their track record is good. But yeah, therapy is a process. The sheer amount of patience it takes to tell your life story from childhood, build it up, and then talk about my regulation issues, all of that.
A lot of people might disagree with me on this, for sure. But I don't see ADHD as a condition that you live with. It's happened to you. It's a superpower. It's given to you. It's like if you guys have watched Koi Mil Gaya, it's jadoo for your brain. Only if you know how to sort of use it. Our job as mental health practitioners should be to help you get the best of life with your different kind of brain. I will tell about my future plans quickly. My immediate future plan, I'm going to go to Ladakh after this to Sonam Wangchu School, Sekmol, for a month to understand more about the innovative education model that they have. It is India's first innovative school that they built in the 1980s, and it's still up and running so well. I want to understand their eco-friendly living, their skills, the skill building activities that they have, the groundbreaking students becoming caretakers of the school model, and all those things I want to understand. And I'm going there to give my 2 cents to them on emotional intelligence.
Not like her own course, guys, with her own course. Okay, she developed that course and she's going to teach that course.
So some of you might say that, okay, how much EQ do you have? I don't, I might not, but I'm trying to learn on the go, because teaching is a process where you learn on the go. I'm also big on the fact that people should meet their right coaches and therapists. Right being the key word, not just coaches and therapists. So I am in the process of developing a virtual model where therapists and coaches can come together and we can suggest right people for the right person, right therapists for the right person. Yeah. And on that note, I will be having a lot of interviews and podcasts with different kind of coaches and therapists. Some of them will also feature Neha, and you will get to know more about it.
Okay, and also since the interview slash podcast slash breakdown slash whatever this is ending, TJ, I really wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
I am your first frontline supporter of
I love
anything.
you. Anyway.
Aggie, bye bye. See you. Toodaloos.
Thank you.